Nine?
9. Yeah, 9. 9. It actually does work because this is the 9th episode, by the way. 9.
9?
9.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, I am Mike, and welcome to the Afterlife Podcast, the unofficial Collider Live After Show, episode number 9. So close to number 10. We are a little light tonight. Sean is not with us, but I do have Wade.
Yo! Hey, dude, when you were doing a little intro there, work on that Sidious, man. I could hear it.
I dip in and out of various voices, and yeah, maybe I should do that. I'll try to work on that. So today's episode is going to focus on, of course, this week's Collider Live. This is from Monday, April 1st, all the way to the 5th of April. So, Monday's show, going right into it. Not just going right into it, folks. Monday's episode... I swear, like, we have Brett, Roxy, Mark, and Christian on the show, and this fucking week, and ever since then, he's still teasing, like, oh, what have I watched today? Oh, it's not the fucking thing! I hate bringing it up all the time, but it's so fucking annoying, Christian. Just fucking watch the thing.
I'm with you, man. When I was taking... In fact, I didn't even put that in my notes. I skipped it this week. I was like, dude, I'm not even putting the thing in my notes. But I changed my stance. Like, before I was saying that I thought Christian has already watched it, you know, and he's just keeping it going as a gag, you know, like an extra gag. Because the bit everyone is aware of is that he's never seen it and that he's teasing that he won't. I think the bit is that, or I thought the bit was that he did in fact watch it and was just messing with everyone. But I've changed my mind, dude. I think Christian watched that shit when he was a kid, dude. I think he watched that 20, 30 fucking years ago, dude. There's just, the more I think about it, there's no way in hell he's honestly never seen that movie, dude. There's just no way, man. It's the thing. Someday I will be proven right.
Someday. But it's kind of like a segment now for each week because they do say what they watch on the show. So like Roxy watches The Walking Dead, and yeah, people are not watching The Walking Dead because that dipped kind of down for some straight. I haven't watched the Walking Dead, so I have no clue when it dipped. And apparently Roxy's like, oh, it picks up again. Everyone should be fucking watching it, but nobody wants to talk about it with me because they're not watching it.
That's because it sucks. I mean, when she said that, I was like, Roxy, you're nuts, girl. Because I've seen every fucking episode, dude. I still watch. I mean, Monday morning, I wake up on Monday mornings, I go to my streaming site, and I watch The Walking Dead from the night before. And I complain about it out loud. I'm by myself. I'm a single guy, no kids, no old lady, nothing, dude. I live by myself. I sit here on Monday mornings, I bitch about this shit out loud to myself. It's fucking TV, man. Like, that's stupid. What the hell are you doing? Die! Kill her! And it just, none of it ever happens, dude. I'm a bloodthirsty guy. But that's just how I sit here, and I'm like, dude, I get into it. But I've seen every episode, man. And it fell off, like, season 3 is when it started to get kind of bad, dude. And it's progressively gotten worse. They drag everything out. There's flashbacks. Then there's flash forwards. Then this season, from last season to this season, they skipped ahead 6 years. And it's just, I don't know, dude. I don't get it, dude. I don't understand. But I stick with it because that's how I roll, man. I want to see what happens with this show. But, yeah, Roxy saying that this is the best season and it's making a comeback. She is on some hard fucking weed, dude, that I wouldn't mind getting a hold of myself, dude.
I was just going to say, like, hey, Roxy, if you're listening to this, you have a new partner to talk Walking Dead with.
Dude, yeah, and I could talk about it for a while, but not as long as Game of Thrones, but I could talk about it for a while, but it started off so promising. That first season especially was awesome. And then the second season, you know, you're like, dude, this is looking good. And then it just, I don't know what happened. But I also don't follow the comics either. So people who do follow the comics, maybe they enjoy it more than I do. But I don't know, man. It's confusing anymore. And I don't know. They introduce shit that they never really come back around to much. I don't know. But Roxy's nuts, dude. She needs to maybe smoke a few less carts.
But yeah, then Christian watched the live-action Beauty and the Beast again, and the new Netflix film, The Highwaymen.
Have you seen that?
I have not seen it, goddammit. I've heard good things about it.
I've seen half of it, man. I went to my buddy's house, and they were watching it. They were probably halfway through it, and I sat there and I watched the second half, and it was badass what I saw. I'm looking forward to watching the whole thing, but yeah, man, it looked pretty good, man.
Yeah, they talked about that with the Bonnie Clyde thing, and it eventually led up to a conversation. I think Roxy was asking about Christian and how he had worked with Joel Silver, which was an interesting kind of story about how his early life and getting into work and shit like that. It was kind of cool. And then another bit, which I was surprised, like, we've been doing this for 3 episodes now. We still haven't mentioned the Rocky 5 bit.
That's true.
They have not done it in a while, but I think this is a new one, I think, if they keep up with it, like the splash ending. I was like listening to it, I was like, is this going to be a new, because Cody cuts to Roxy when they're talking about the splash ending, and she's like, just such deadpan, like, resting bitch face, like, oh, are you kidding, guys? You're talking about this right now?
Oh yeah, dude. You can see the balloon deflate inside of her, dude. She, like, her shoulders slouch down, and she kind of turns to her right, and she just kind of looks down at the table. And it's just like, you can just see it, dude. You can see her shutting down, like, and I would love to be able to hear what she's thinking in those moments.
Exactly. I want to hear, like, an inner monologue as it goes on. That'd be great.
Dude, it'd be great if she would start whispering her inner monologue into the mic while they're doing their bit.
That is great. That'd be amazing. But yeah, this, of course, it's not April Fool's episode, but the thing was, besides the Splash ending, it was Splash 2. It was like, wait, I never heard of Splash 2. That's a TV movie, isn't it? And they try to watch the, like, it was, I know the video was like a fan-made trailer for it. It was on Dailymotion. Dailymotion is like the fucking worst to watch because you try to watch it and it'll stop like in the middle of it. But Splash 2, I've never seen Splash or Splash 2, so I have
Me neither, man. Me neither. And there's just some movies that I refuse to watch just based on, I don't know, it could be, for example, Splash, to me, it always looked stupid. I've never seen it. It could be a wonderful movie, but it looks stupid, so I have no interest in watching it. And I'm the same way with food. If it looks bad, I ain't even going to try it.
Yeah, I can understand that concept. I mean, I try to watch as many movies as I can. I mean, Splash is on my list somehow because it's got Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah, and frickin' like Ron Howard directing it. So, I don't know.
Yeah, Ron Howard's good, man. And I mean, of course, Tom Hanks is. I don't need to say that, but really don't need to say it about Howard either. But I do like Ron Howard movies, man. He puts out a lot of good shit.
So that's the thing. But I was leading up to the point of finally Christian Harloff and the Movie Trivia Schmodown Twitter accounts are verified.
And somebody must have talked to that ex-girlfriend of his and got her to calm down.
Something like that. But God, you should check out the Twitter now because he's like automatically like atting all these directors and actors like to come on the Schmodown. It was like the first one I saw was Seth Rogen. It's like, hey Seth Rogen, you should check this out. And then I saw another tweet and it was like, hey Edgar Wright, you know, your knowledge would be so good at this. It was just like, okay, you need to slow down, man.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. I've not looked, but yeah, that sounds. I don't know. I was trying to think real quick of a comparable example of just, you know, somebody like, I don't know, like a little kid the first time they try ice cream and then they just want to eat the whole fucking tub at once.
Exactly.
It's like, holy shit, this is the greatest thing ever. And then their fucking mouth starts to get sore and their brain starts to freeze and hurt. And they've got this look like, holy shit, I went too fast. But it's all so damn good that you just got to keep eating it, dude. And that's how Christian, I mean, I haven't looked, but it sounds like that's how he's doing with his Twitter with Schmodown now.
Oh yeah, it is exactly like that. It's just like he's going nuts with it because a verified account on Twitter just verifies who you are and what you're doing, and you're like, it's all official. And like now Christian has that ability to like see, hey guys, look at my stuff. It's all good. You can come on and do some stuff with us.
I wonder if I can get verified. I've got like, I don't know, 8 followers. I wonder if I can get verified.
Yeah, okay. Good luck with that.
And I'll have to hit up a Christian and be like, hey man, my ex-girlfriend that works at Twitter likes me. Take that.
But yeah, so okay, yeah, it was kind of interesting because the news for most of this week, at least, for Monday's show and I think a couple other shows, I believe, it comes from WonderCon, which was last weekend. And one of the big news that came out from WonderCon was Mark Hamill is the voice of Chucky in the upcoming Child's Play film.
Think about that, dude.
People saw that trailer for the remake of Child's Play and they're like, okay, it's got some promise at first, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, that film has a lot of history behind it because the original creator and I believe the original voice of Chucky, I can't remember the name at the moment, but they're not attached to it because it's just something separate from the Child's Play franchise altogether. So they're kind of against it too because they're working on a TV series for Chucky, and it was like, oh shit, remake, okay, fuck you guys, we're gonna do our own thing. But now with Mark Hamill doing the voice of Chucky, it's gonna be interesting because people are so excited about it. It's like, oh my god, Mark Hamill's fucking voicing it! Holy shit!
Oh, dude, I'm pretty stoked, man. I like, my favorite voice work of him was Joker, dude.
Oh
it's
yeah,
just so fucking raw and dirty, dude. It was awesome.
and see, and this leads into like the next point of discussion from that show was getting excited for a film or show because of that particular actor or actress. Because yeah, Mark Hamill's gonna be the high point for the interest of this movie. I mean, do you ever like look through something to watch and you'd be like, ooh, this so and so is on there, I'm gonna watch it?
Not so much anymore. In the 90s, dude, yeah, absolutely. That was, and they even mentioned that on the show, that in the 90s, that was the golden era for, like, you know, I'm going to watch a Johnny Depp movie. I'm going to watch, you know, whoever. I'm not so much like that with actors anymore, but directors for sure. Like, well, I was telling you and Sean earlier today that the only movies, and Josh also, the only movies that I go see in the theater are Tarantino, Kevin Smith, and Star Wars. Those are the only ones that I'll pay to go see no matter what. And then other than that, like, it's got to be something exceptional. Like Endgame, I'm going to see that in the theater. You know, Joker, I'm going to see that in the theater. And it for me, it's price. I I can't afford $12 to go to see a movie in the closest theaters 30 minutes away. So I just wait and stream stuff online mainly. But yeah, man.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, that was the other thing too about, like, I think that later on in this, I don't remember what episode, but they did talk about, like, theater prices, and I think it was when Endgame was selling tickets. I think they were talking about ticket prices. I was like, yeah, I can understand that, because yeah, it used to be so cheap back in the day, but now with the, you know, you get the ticket price, and then the concessions cost money, and then it's like, fuck me, I'm not going to the theater no more. So.
Yeah. And I've done a little research here without any Movie Pass type stuff. I mean, I know not Movie Pass specifically, but those type of clubs.
Right.
Without that, the cheapest ticket I can get is the first showing on Tuesday mornings, because you get the early bird special and the Tuesday half off ticket price, and you can get a ticket for like $5.75 or something. I mean, I can't make it to a movie theater at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's those matinees are decent enough to go, but it's like they're like in the morning and the afternoon. It's like, come on, I don't have time for that. I mean, that's why it's at night. It's so much easier to do it at night, and sometimes people can't do it at night either. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
But no, I think at my theater here, I think on Tuesdays they do like a special. They do like $6 for a ticket to go see a movie. So I mean, it's not that bad, but it's just like, who has time to go to the theater? I mean, there's so much going on in life as it is. And of course, I don't understand these people who are like buying tickets. Like, I'm not the type of person that buys a ticket, like, you know, just like how they do it online, you know, find a seat, boom, do it. I just go to the theater, grab a ticket, and just go. Because I think my theater here does not do that selective seating thing. So it's like you just buy your ticket and you just sit wherever the fuck you want. So
mine does, man. They got the luxury seating and you can pick your seat, and yeah, dude, was it Fandango? Is that what it's called?
It sounds familiar. Yeah, I think that.
Now I feel stupid. Yeah, Fandango. Fucking whatever that shit is. It's my best friend though, dude. That app rocks. Yes, Fandango. When I do go to the movies, dude, I use that, and I'm a seat snob, and I have to be kind of in the middle of the aisle and in the middle of the length of the theater, dude, or else I'll pick a different showing.
Jesus. Of course, they jump into talking about the box office, which I don't like. It depends on the movie to care about how high it's going, depending on what people see. Like, we were just talking about like, Endgame, because it's going to be the biggest movie of the fucking year, and I'm just hoping, for me, I'm like betting a racehorse. I'm hoping for Endgame to win and just beat Avatar at the box office, like getting that major, like, highest grossing movie of all time kind of deal, because it's been like 10 years since Avatar, and goddamn it, you need something to out-Trump James Cameron, for fuck's sake.
I don't know what he's thinking with this Avatar thing, man. I mean, it has to be so unbelievably amazing, or it just, I don't know what the other option is, dude. I mean, it just is so unreal to me. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think Endgame, I don't know, man. This is a hard one to say. It really is. This is a hard debate on this one, because it just is hard, dude. Because who knows what people are going to do when Avatar comes out, man. It just might be opening the floodgates, you know what I mean? Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But then, of course, the April Fool's Day episode was not April Fool's, but people still got fooled by the April Fool's movie news. So it was like, I think Josh Macuga got fooled by, like, Zac Efron cast as Wolverine in a new reboot. And I was like, really, Josh? Really, Macuga? You should realize that April 1st is, like, the worst day to look up news, because you need to find out who's faking. I hate when people do that. Like Sean, like, right away, like, when it went midnight on April 1st, like, Sean got fooled because there was a London Twitter account, like, one of the film publications that he follows, and they tweeted about, like, first look at new Christopher Nolan movie, and he got fooled so fucking quick. He was like, I hate this fucking shit. He says, this is just like, oh man, dude. And like I said, in the UK, it's like freaking like at 6 o'clock here in Central Time. It's like midnight over there. So it's just like once it was like 10 minutes into it, they're like, fuck, I'm just gonna tweet this out for you people. Couldn't fucking wait. So this was brought up about John Oliver and WWE, and this does come back on Friday because they did discuss that a little bit more as a recap, and more discussion about it. I don't care about wrestling. I don't mind the talk of it, but I just like, it's like, okay, maybe I didn't watch the John Oliver video. I don't know I don't know what's going on, but I kind of like don't care in a way. I mean, I understand. I understood that it's like all about like the benefits of the wrestlers and independent contracts, and it was like all behind the scenes kind of stuff. But it was just like, okay, okay, I'm done. Okay, move on. I guess I don't know.
I'm not really interested in wrestling either. I mean, when I was a little kid, it was WWF, yeah, but I mean, I was a little kid, but I don't have anything against it. I'm just not into it. But as far as this discussion that they had goes, and then I really only have something to say about what went on today. And I want to say first that I love Macuga, but he can be a real fucking dick sometimes when it comes to things he doesn't like or agree with, dude. Just he goes all in. Just I can't even explain it, dude. I'm kind of starting to get mad just thinking about it right now. He just I don't know, man. He just like it's like everything that he thinks is right, and if you don't agree with him, then he will take offense to it, and it's like, dude, calm down, Macuga. Calm down. And he won't listen to what other people with insight have to say about it. You know, they get the phone call. I can't remember the dude's name, damn it. But they got the phone call today on Friday's show, and the guy was giving excellent insight, and Macuga's just sitting there like you can see on his facial expression that he's thinking, no, you're wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. You're wrong. And it's like, dude, no offense, Macuga. This dude works with Booker T, buddies with Booker T. He works in the industry, or at least has a great dealing with it. I think I'm going to put a little bit more stock behind what this guy has to say over you. Yeah. And that's really all I have to say about that. It just I don't know. Macuga rubbed me raw today. I like you, Macuga, but damn it, dude, simmer down.
Yeah, I noticed that. It was like throughout this whole week, basically, because then he started to talk about his hatred for musicals and movie musicals, and it was like, oh, Jesus Christ, Macuga, shut the fuck up. I mean...
Yeah. Well, he doesn't only express his dislike for things, he tells you why no one should like it and why, if people do like it, they're wrong. And it's like, dude, no, it's your opinion that musicals are shit. It's your opinion that wrestling are full of garbage people. But he speaks to them as if they're facts, and that's the kind of shit that really pisses me off.
Yeah. I think that kind of mentality is kind of like stupid. It's like, really, dude, you're gonna be like that sometimes. Like I said, I do love Macuga as well, but that, like, if I was like friends with him, I would not tolerate that shit. I would be like, Macuga, you got to fucking stop.
Yeah. Well, it's like, are you intolerant or are you an SJW? Because he while he goes off on these SJW rants, he's being extremely fucking intolerant. And it's 100% hypocritical, and I don't know what the fuck going on, dude. I'm just sitting there kind of getting mad, but, I mean, you know, that's the show, and whatever.
Yep, exactly. There was mention, like, talking about Marvel, because Captain Marvel is in the box office, hopefully to get a high, and then eventually during the end of the week, they actually, Captain Marvel did hit $1 billion, but one of the things that was actually, like, pitched out was a potential. Oh, what if Marvel and DC had a crossover film together, and would it ever happen? And it was just like that thought process is like, okay, unless the two companies are really like good partnerships in like having their characters cross over each other in a film, that could be possible because example of this would be like Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because that was a great collaboration of other studios, having their characters being licensed in the movie, and it was made by Disney, so it was just like, hey, we'll have this character go with that character, and if Marvel can do that with DC, I highly doubt it, because they're two different things. Like, DC's doing their own thing, and Marvel's doing their own thing. If in the management between two of those characters and companies, they don't mesh together, because it's like, depends on who's writing the script for the movie. It's like, do they want to like have a light, fun tone to it, or a dark, gritty tone to it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that they'd ever have a crossover either. But if you think about it, why wouldn't you? And like Christian had said, because their thing is going to say who gets all the money. But if you're, I mean, I know it's unreasonable to think that studios would be civil and fair, but my thinking would be, say you're DC and I'm Marvel, I'm going to be like, hey, dude, let's do a crossover movie and split everything absolutely 50-50. Split the budget 50-50 that it would take to make the movie. Split all of the advertising 50-50 that we pay out, and then split the profits 50-50. I mean, I don't understand what's so difficult about doing that. But, I mean, just imagine how amazing that would be. But, yeah, dude, it'll probably never happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it is. I mean, if Marvel can do the same thing with Sony with Spider-Man, why not DC as a whole, like with their library of characters and making a crossover film? I mean, I don't know, these film companies are just fucking outrageous. Like, Disney's is like gulping up all these other ones. Like, Fox just went through. It's like, okay, what are they going to do now with this shit? But one of the main things that happened throughout the whole episode for Monday show was Brett forgot his phone. He was like lost as fuck throughout the whole thing.
I keep forgetting he was even there Monday, dude.
Oh man, he was just like in the background, just like not saying a word, but he's just like lost. Like, I don't have my phone, and it's like he said it's like he has one of those cases that has like his wallet, so it's like he didn't have his money with either, and like his ID and shit like that. So I was like, oh shit, I left it, and I'm fucked. I got here, but I was like, fuck, I can't do anything with it. I was just like, oh, poor Brett. Poor Brett.
Yeah, but at least he was still able to find his way to work.
Exactly. And then, of course, the another thing they do is always check out the latest Claire.com list and react to it, and this time it was the MCU villains list.
Oh, wow. I'm not knowledgeable about comic book stuff all that much. Like, in the movie, and I know more about the movies than I do comic books, and I don't know a whole lot about the movies. But that was just... Even I could tell that list was a little off, dude. Especially with Thanos was, 5 or something?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me, dude?
Loki is number 1, thank you very much. We love Loki.
I can't wait for the Loki TV series. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing.
Yes, indeed. And then the interview portion of this episode was the two guys from The Tick on Amazon. It was interesting because he had the one guy, I can't figure his fucking name, but he was the voice of Darth Maul, and he did that absolutely amazing story about Solo. That was getting, like, when it was released as a clip, it was getting hits because it was shared on other sites, like a Reddit, and it blew up. So that story was amazing.
Yeah, dude, that was good. And it was refreshing to hear an actor, not in a rude... He wasn't rude or anything, but he was just completely fucking honest, dude. And that was really refreshing to hear. I mean, it sucks, that he got screwed out of that. Although it does make more sense that Sam did the voice. But
right.
When they did that, it made me think back to the whole Vader bullshit back in the original trilogy, man, and how that original actor was treated. And it's like, kind of like, is there a problem at Lucasfilm that doesn't have to do with George Lucas, that, about just kind of jerking around your actors and shit? That to me was far more interesting than the Tick conversation. No offense against the Tick, but that little bit there was far more interesting to me than the Tick conversation.
Right.
That was cool.
Right, and I know it, and you're a massive Star Wars fan, so that kind of piqued your ears a little bit.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the Tick before by chance?
So, I'm aware of the Tick. Like they said that I've seen like the cartoon of it, bits and pieces of it. I never read the comics, and I knew of the Patrick Warburton Tick. I remember seeing that on Amazon because I do have Prime Video. But now this new season, I have no idea. So
Buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
From Seinfeld.
I know who Patrick Warburton is. He's a great he's a great actor.
Sorry, man. I just love that dude. Him on Seinfeld, just the high five, is the greatest thing ever. But yeah.
Tuesday show. Macuga is in this one, and they start talking about their hair and how Macuga's balding and how it's just like, oh my god. But of course, this leads into his bender. Oh man. God, dear God, Macuga.
Dude, I don't really I don't care about other people's personal lives and shit. That's their business. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I couldn't care less. But Macuga's talking about his bender, his weekend, and therefore, since he was putting it out on the table, I had some thoughts, and I'm sitting there going, dude, your wife has got to be fucking pissed at you. And like the way he was describing the weekend, he came off to me extremely inconsiderate, dude. Maybe that's just me, but I was sitting there like, Macuga, you are not looking good here, dude. You're kind of looking like a fucking drunk jerk. And I'm like, that was just my thought. I was like, man, I don't know, dude. Macuga, you might want to shut up here.
I don't know. It's turned out to be like a weird, bad week for Macuga then. With all this shit going on. It's just like, dare I say poor Macuga? I mean, but see, I always knew that his personality was like this, like after watching the Schmodown and Wild Berries!
Yeah.
So I kind of knew, like, he's like, oh, I like to drink, and I'm like, oh, la, 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 but it's just like, this is excessive, man. You're married. Yeah. You're married with a wife. Yeah. You gotta please her. You can't, like, do this shit. You're not like a bachelor anymore.
Yeah, but at least he gave her Sunday. He gave her Sunday and then went out until like 3 a.m.
Fuck's sake. Of course, Roxy was bitching about, oh my god, you schedule. Guess well, I'm not there. I'm so jealous. Oh, fuck you guys.
She misses out on all the fun, doesn't she?
It's like Thursday and Fridays are the big days, apparently, but it's like, because last week was pretty decent. It was like, yeah, they had fun. It was like, fuck you, Roxy. It doesn't matter if you're there or not. It's how it works.
She does Screen Junkie news on Thursday. Isn't that why she's not there on Thursday?
Exactly. She's doing double duties.
What's up with Friday? What, is she just being lazy and smoking her vape cartridges on Friday morning?
I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure she's doing something. I'm just smoking.
I know. You fuck it off. It's like, but yeah, she's like busy with life, and it's like, yeah, that's why she's not on Thursday and Friday. That's understandable. But she's like, don't bitch about how you're not there for those cool guests. I mean, this week did make up for that because I will get to that. They always recap the previous week, like, always, and especially on Friday, they recap the whole this week. I was like, God, can you stop recapping, just talk about new stuff? I get that. It's a little. It's a little annoying. It's like, stop it. You talked about it already. Move on. For Friday's episode, today's episode, we're recording on Friday, by the way, if you're listening to this. They had a different title card up. The first title card they had, but we're talking about like Terminator, Dark Fate, because the photos were released and everything from CinemaCon. But then they changed it to talking about fucking John Oliver and WWE again. It's like, why? Fucking stupid.
Now that was clickbait. Today's title was 100% clickbait. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but it turned out that way.
Yeah.
I guarantee you nobody, when it comes to wanting to hear about the new Terminator movie or John Oliver, nobody gave a rat's ass about John Oliver.
Oh, yeah, they just like, yep. I jumped in to watch the show, and of course that YouTube live chat is like going like 10,000 miles per hour, and I see like they talk about Terminator in the chat, like Terminator, yeah, I love Terminator. Terminator 2 is my favorite. Terminator, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden, I look at it later. It's like they changed it. It was like, okay, I'm over. I'm done. I'm done. Christian taught his daughter to play blackjack. Dear fucking God. That opened to like a can of whoop ass for sure. Just like it backfired. Like she's so addicted to it.
Oh yeah, she's definitely going to be putting that app back on the iPad.
Oh yeah, honey, what are you playing?
She'll be borrowing mommy and daddy's credit card and running up some debts on the gambling sites. Teaching her little sister how to gamble. Christian started some dark shit here, man.
Oh yeah,
some Leaving Las Vegas shit, dude.
Yes. Oh shit, yes. Oh man, I was like, Christian, you like I said, you opened like a Pandora's box right there. Just like you shouldn't have done that. But then that led into a discussion about like technology with kids, because I think it was mentioned about like some kid had like a cell phone at 6 years old or something. It was just like how one
of the Shazam kids.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, and it was like, how young is like to give a kid a phone or like anything like that? It's like, I remember my first cell phone. I was like in middle school when I first got it, so I wasn't that young. It was like, dear God, really?
The first thing I got was a pager, and I was like 19, 20 years old. So, I mean, that shows what technology was like in my day. Right. But, I mean, dude, if I had kids, they'd fucking hate me, dude. So, I mean, they wouldn't have none of that they wouldn't have their own computer. No way in hell. If they had a gaming system, it would be hooked up in the main TV in the living room, and there would be a fucking timer on it. Their cell phone would be a cell phone and not a little fucking computer that happens to make phone calls sometimes. No internet access on their pocket computer. Dude, no. There's no need in that shit, man. And I'm not talking 6 years old, because to me, 6 years old, of course, they don't need that shit. I'm talking 14, 15, 16 years old. I will get my kid a fucking flip phone that texts and makes phone calls and takes pictures. That's it, dude. That's it.
That's what I had. That was my first cell phone, was a flip phone. Exactly. It had... And eventually it led up to like those smartphones, but I had a flip phone first. And I was so excited too when I first got it. It was like 16, 17, and I was like pretend to be like Captain Kirk from Star Trek. Yeah. And I was like flip it up. Spock, where are you? Just like
oh, dude,
communicated shit.
I think everybody did that.
I was like excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm like Captain Kirk. Enterprise, beam me up.
Oh man, I didn't even get my first smartphone until like fucking 8 years ago or something. I still don't know how to use the damn thing. That's the truth. I mean, like, I can make calls and shit like that, but, like, there's so much stuff this, like, I don't know how to use it to fly to Mars, but I know it can fucking do it.
It's something I like to call Roxy's fail time of the week. Having a low battery phone and a flat fucking tire.
I'm listening to that, and I'm like, and when she says her dad's like, you're going to have to figure this one out on your own, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. And she's saying how she's going, do not hang up this phone.
I was like, really, Roxy? Oh my god. And it's like, trying to go up to somebody like, excuse me, can you help me out? Like some stranger like walking off from the street like, I need some help.
Well, according to her, she was dressed kind of like a hooker, so she was probably afraid to talk to anybody. But, dude, she cracks me up, man.
Oh,
like in a good way.
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
not,
right. Mm-hmm.
She cracks me up, man. The situations she gets in, and then her lack of ability to get out of them herself.
I know, right? Another thing that Christian watched on Tuesday's show was WWE Raw. I think that was the one that they showed off in the actual episode, and they were reacting to it. Not much to go off there because, like, oh yeah, it looks exciting. Oh, look at that. Oh, there she goes. She kicks through the window. Look, oh my god.
Yeah, that breakaway glass window.
It's like
in the air quote police cruiser. No, all that shit's cheesy as hell, but it's cheesy as hell, and yes, shit's scripted. But when you saw her knee Ronda Rousey in the fucking head, and her head bounced off that car, dude, that shit hurt. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
That was awesome, dude. I'm like, yeah.
It was exciting. Yes, they revealed the Joker poster early in the week. That's exciting because it was just Joaquin Phoenix being the Joker, looking up into the sky in the poster. It was really good looking poster, actually. I would buy that, hang it up in my room.
Yeah, me too.
So then Marvel released a, quote, special look trailer. They talked about that. They revealed a lot of shit in that one. A lot of cool shots. Okay, so there's a shot in that trailer, and I just like discovered this today. There's a group shot of them all standing up in a building. It's a group shot of them. If you look closely at that shot, you see Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye. He's looking over, and he looks at Rocket Raccoon, and he's thinking to himself, wait, how far have I been gone? Why is there a raccoon here? like his face looks like that. It's like, oh
my god,
that's a fucking raccoon. But yeah,
if you think about it, Marvel, these movies are set like in our time period, pretty much. You know, our world, and I've never thought about that, but yeah. You know, you're away, you come back, and all of a sudden there's a fucking talking raccoon, and you're like, dude, what the hell is going on here?
Exactly.
Is this really what we've come to, guys?
It's like I've been gone for so long. It's like, what? Raccoon, what? I love that.
I can imagine that conversation with Cap where he's like, hey, Cap, a talking raccoon? Really? Like, when did that shit happen? And then Cap looks at him and goes, the talking tree died. Like, what the fuck? I missed the talking tree, but at least I get to hang out with the talking raccoon.
That was so funny. Same with the superhero stuff. They confirmed that Boomerang is coming back to the Suicide Squad, which should be interesting. Because Suicide Squad was okay. I mean, Jared Leto's Joker was stupid, but I thought, you know, Jai Courtney did great as the Boomerang. I don't know, I'm kind of curious to see what James Gunn does with the Suicide Squad.
too. But well, I got a question about Suicide Squad. I'll ask it when we get to the Jai Courtney interview.
Yes, of course. But the main interview for this show on Tuesday was the creators of Cobra Kai, and that was, I counted it. It was an hour long. It was the longest interview they've had on the show.
I was looking at the time and I was like, dude, they're gonna go for an hour. This is awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was good. It was good shit though. I mean, I love it. So, but yeah, I was like, damn, an hour long interview. Right to the end. I was like, shit, that's amazing. I'm excited for Cobra Kai. I mean,
have you seen season 1?
I have seen season 1. It's really good. Like the way, see, like they talked about in the interview, like they craft this show so well because they know all about the movies, and it's like they're Star Wars and they're big fans. So I'm like, this is great. You got to have fanboys doing a reboot of their favorite property, because that makes sense. Because why would you give a property to somebody who doesn't fucking care about the property? You give it to somebody who cares about it, and they love it. They love the property.
Oh yeah, and you can tell too, not just from watching the show, but by just listening to them talk about it.
Oh yeah,
their passion runs deep, which is kind of which if you really think about it, it's kind of funny a little bit. It's like, really, dude, like Karate Kid is your Star Wars? I mean, nothing against, I love Karate Kid movies, but it's just I don't know. To me, it's kind of weird to meet those like super fans of Karate Kid, but it's really cool. It's turned out really cool with this TV show.
Oh yeah, so
glad they're around.
So what old movie would you want to turn into a TV show or stream a reboot of?
And I've been thinking about this, and it's really hard to say.
It is, because with a premise like that, to take a old property and just like reboot it, you know, into like as in, like, the way I'm thinking is like exactly how Cobra Kai does it, continuing off where the movie's left off, basically. I don't know. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's a hard one, man, because it's more in depth than just what's a great or a cool movie that I would like to see rebooted as a show. I'm looking at it from the perspective of Cobra Kai. It's got to be something that has a lot of history there and a lot that you can use to flush out. You know what I mean? It can't just be like, oh, that was a cool movie, let's just try to make something about a TV show for it now.
See, and I had a thought here just now, and I don't know if they're doing a movie eventually. I've heard things about it, but I would love to see a fantasy series of Conan the Barbarian with Schwarzenegger, and have it chronologically as a king. So it would be King Conan, and it'd be awesome to see Conan the Barbarian rebooted for a new generation.
That could really be pretty cool.
I mean, you kind of tie back to the movies, of course, but then it's like you have an older Schwarzenegger, you can have him as king, and you can have him in a few episodes or so, or like a majority of the show, and then introduce these new characters who would be like in that fantasy world, which I think would be interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, for sure.
And then we lead up to Wednesday show. With that, they start talking about the Schmodown free-for-all spoilers, which the best JTE thing was Joubert.
Oh my gosh, I still laugh my ass off at that, dude.
Oh man, JTE is like, his flubs are like the best.
Yeah, and they're just so innocent and natural. You know what I mean? Yeah. That I don't know. I'm replaying it in my head. Him just Joubert. And as soon as he said it, I'm like, oh no, dude, it's Bear Jew.
So yeah, this is the majority of it they talked about. Like I said, they always recap things. They was like, we're talking about the Schmo now, we're talking about the Free-for-All 3 spoilers, or they talked about their favorite things about that, and I mean, God, we talked about that last week. It was like, geez, I guess, I understand for the people on YouTube, watching it for the first time, since then. Yeah, they talk about a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and but Roxy just like this opening of the show, she gets locked out apparently, and they always poke fun. They poke fun at her confusion a lot. It was just like, how'd you get locked out, Roxy? Really? You dumb schmuck.
Was somebody just holding their foot against the door from the inside?
But she got so excited because Jai Courtney was on this episode. She was like, "Oh my god, I get to be with awesome guys! Yay!"
That was a pretty cool interview, man. That dude's really laid back and cool.
Yeah, Jai Courtney is pretty laid back. It was interesting because the movie he's in, I was like, okay, coming out soon. I was like, okay, it's based on a book, and it was just like, okay, they filmed in Australia. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then once he talked about like everything else, the Suicide Squad, and talked to Josh Macuga had to talk about like Bruce Willis from Die Hard and all that shit because that was during Jai Courtney's early years. Like Die Hard was like right away. It was like, but he didn't have like much memories from that at all. It was pretty chill.
Just go ahead and ask right now that question I had since we just brought up Jai Courtney. I was gonna like, I have my ideas for the Suicide Squad movie. The movie that we got with the characters, well, maybe not all, but the movie that we got, and I'm just curious, what tweaks or changes would you have made to what we got to make that movie better, in your opinion?
For Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad. There's a difference.
What, dude? Don't be like that.
Because the new movie is called The Suicide Squad, so there's a difference. It's Suicide Squad or The Suicide Squad.
Okay, damn it, smartass. Which one's which? I don't know the difference. Fuck me, dude. Suicide Squad is the one that came out?
Yes.
Okay, I'll get the ball rolling.
Motherfucker.
For me personally, on Suicide Squad, the one that came out, I liked aspects of it, but I've often thought that weird dancing gypsy lady never should have been in it. Forget her. The main villain should have been the Joker. They should have went after the Joker, and there should have been a lot more of the Joker. And the best part of that for me would have been the conflict for Harley, whether or not she's going to turn on the squad and go with the Joker, or turn on the Joker and stay with the squad. I think that would have been pretty fucking badass.
Okay, like, the movie just, like, it was weird. I mean, yeah, it was, the villain was horrible. It was like, oh, yeah, you gotta have her as a villain. I don't know why, because she was on the team already. I don't know why she, like, all of a sudden on the other side. It was so stupid. But, see, I would have totally, like, the Joker, I would, like, tweak, like, I don't know, Jared Leto, he's the other method actor, like, I would, like, kind of say, hey, Jared, can you tweak the character a little bit? Because the way you're portraying him is kind of stupid. His portrayal of the Joker in the film was kind of out there. I don't know. It was just weird, in my opinion.
It was, but do you think it's possible that if we had... They filmed a lot more with him. Do you think it's possible that if they would put more of him in the movie, that it would have been better? Like, maybe it wasn't, maybe he came off so bad because it was just a few very, I don't know, iffy executions of his character. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Maybe if he was more in the film, it would balance out more.
I don't know.
I don't go back and watch the film, so and stuff that's already happening for the upcoming film, The Suicide Squad, it sounds like that's going into a right direction where it's going to be a semi-sequel / reboot because, of course, like they said, Boomerang's coming back. But here's the new news about the movie. they announced a while ago that Idris Elba is going to play Deadshot.
Yeah.
That's
Interesting.
That shit is gone now. They got rid of Deadshot.
They got rid of the character?
Yep. So they're having Idris Elba play a different character in the film.
What the fuck is going on over there?
Yeah, that's what I thought of.
And no matter how much I trust James Gunn with that, I still have to ask that question. What the fuck is going on over there?
I don't know. I saw that recently, and I can't believe nobody else was talking about it. But it was like, fuck. Okay, Idris Elba's not playing Deadshot. I mean, it makes sense because it's like, why would you recast Will Smith? I mean, it's like you just don't have. It makes sense, but I was like, whoa, okay, so many changes going on in the film. I don't know.
Yeah, because that really didn't make sense at all, that Deadshot was recast, but Harley was still going to be in it. Well, no, I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. It makes sense to me that, okay, now that if Deadshot's not going to be in it, that to me tells me that they're wanting to do a reboot of it.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then how is it going to make sense that Harley Quinn is in it, even if it's for like 5 minutes?
I have no idea. And it should bring up the same thing for Boomerang, because he was in the other film. So it's like, if he's coming back, and Harley Quinn's coming back, it's like, okay, I don't know what they're doing. What are they doing? What are they doing with this film? Something to mention, which ties into DC. They're talking about the Joker poster, the previous show. And Roxy was telling about like some behind the scenes stuff about like the train scene in the film and how the extras or the actors were like peeing and pooping because it was a long shoot or something. I don't remember the details per se. And the following show, the Wednesday show, they're like, Christian took a huge piss on her, just like saying, you're embellishing about that yesterday. That was like not true whatsoever. And they talked about how she does that. She does extend the truth and embellish a lot, apparently. It's like, God damn it. Speaking of films that nobody saw, because Christian has never seen The Thing, Roxy's never seen The Matrix.
Ow. I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
But she knocks on Christian for not seeing The Thing, and it's like, what are you talking about, Roxy?
Exactly. You have films you have not seen either. Fuck off. They talked about James Bond and how she only saw GoldenEye. That
is not. That's a great Bond movie, but if you're only gonna watch one, you gotta watch one with Sean Connery, dude.
Well, yeah, and then, of course, the recent Daniel Craig films are okay too to watch, and then of course they're
not bad.
Of course they.
I still want Idris Elba to do fucking Bond, dude.
Yeah, I know that's the top casting choice for the next Bond. I mean, but no, that reminds me. I was watching Saturday Night Live, and Idris Elba was hosting it, and there was a skit. Oh, it was a game show, and it was called "What Can I Play?" It was like actors as contestants. And the host was like asking questions about what can they and cannot play as an actor, and then towards the end, it was like the question was, and it was like towards Idris Elba. He's like, "Can you play James Bond?" And it's like, "Nope." Just denying the fact. Just denying the fact he's gonna be playing Bond. Just poking fun at that. It's so funny. So I don't know. Who knows who would be the next Bond? I mean, Idris Elba's the top one. I've heard. Who was I hearing? I was hearing Tom Hardy was Bond. And there was so many actors. That list is a big laundry list. I don't know. We'll see.
Just real quick side note, concerning Tom Hardy, have you seen Bronson?
You know, I've been meaning to fucking watch that film. That's on my watch list. Oh my god. I know I've seen what it is. Oh my god, I want to see that so bad.
It's a good movie, and now when I think of Tom Hardy, that's the only role I can picture him in. Yeah, dude, it's pretty good. But anyway,
Yeah, good side note. Of course, Roxy's like, no cheese, no cheese. Like,
still don't understand how that works on pizza.
I don't either. It's like, how do you eat pizza? Then Christian starts talking about the school drop off, and then the parents that he tries to like get with, and talk to, and they're just like a bunch of assholes. Apparently, rude people. Don't even talk to him.
Yeah, I never understood that stuff either, man. I'm with Christian, dude. Your kids are all going to school together. Come on.
It's like, you gotta. It's like, you're there for a reason. They talk about Schmodown entrances. Like, okay, so at this point, Christian's like, is that, like, he understands the entrances are a big important part of the Schmodown, but he doesn't, like them, per se.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of shocked by that. I was like, really? That was always been a thing since season 1 of since you started it, because the entrances were always a part of it, people dressing up in costume and walking out. That was the big thing, and you're like, I don't like it. I'm not gonna like say you can't have it, but I'm just gonna be the stingy one in the corner and say I don't like it.
Yeah, that kind of shocked me, man. I was like, really? Really? Especially with, because he likes the wrestling / trivia, the combination of it, and really, other than the storylines, the entrances are the biggest aspect of wrestling that it has.
Yeah, exactly. You have the music playing, they walk out, and they start like doing their thing, and it's like, yeah, that's. I don't understand that. It's like, really, Christian? Other news that popped in was about the Black Widow movie. David Harbour, who's the new Hellboy and from Stranger Things, is going to be joining the cast. Then later on in the episode, they mentioned about Rachel Weisz, which is Daniel Craig's wife, being in the film. So it'd be interesting to see how Black Widow goes. That's a good cast so far, with Scarlett Johansson and David Harbour. I'm kind of excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's see, they talked about Avengers Endgame tickets, box office. So they talked about the trailer that came out that day of the Joker, which, my God, this might... Oh, okay. Unpopular opinion right now. I think Joaquin Phoenix could out-top Heath Ledger with his portrayal of the Joker. Like, it was so, like, menacing, creepy, and disturbing watching that trailer. It was like, okay, I'm wondering how this is going to go in the film, but it was like, it gave me chills.
Yeah, dude, I've watched that trailer at least 5 or 6 times, man. It's fucking good. And it has Scorsese written all over it, dude.
That's why he's producing it.
Yeah, but well, you were saying, about Joaquin might be able to outdo Ledger as Joker, but what if it turns out that this isn't the Joker that we know? You know what I mean? What if this is I can't. There is even a storyline in comics, I believe, where there was an original Joker, and then later, like Batman, kind of people would take up that persona or whatever. But what if it turned out that Joaquin's Joker isn't the Joker that we know that Heath Ledger played? Like, Heath Ledger was a later Joker. Would you still, in your mind, compare the two? Or would you just kind of be like, oh, okay, they're literally two character different Jokers?
I see where you're going with that. Because the first, like, word you hear in the trailer is Arthur. And I'm thinking, I'm trying to remember what the real name of the Joker is, and I can't fucking remember what his name was. And I was like, was it Arthur? Like, I don't fucking remember. So, and I was like, okay. But see, it's not like... people are like talking about, is this part of like the extended universe? And it's like, it's a standalone film, but where's this leading up to? Because it's not a multi-universe, it's not an alternate universe. It has to be in some kind of universe where this is a Joker. I mean, it is a different portrayal of the Joker. It's not like, yeah, there's been different Jokers over the years. I mean, like you said, Ledger, and then you had like Jack Nicholson's, you had Cesar Romero's from the TV show, you had Jared Leto's. It's like, they're all different, but
he could be playing a different Joker character altogether, like a different person that was the Joker, and that could be very interesting. And that's kind of how I'm going into it. In my mind right now, I'm going into it because for me, Batman's my favorite, and Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy is the best. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm kind of going into it. I'm looking at it like this Joker movie. This Joker is not Heath Ledger Joker. This is like the first guy who lost his fucking mind and put on this character of the Joker. And this Joker he kills Bruce Wayne's parents, and that little boy in the trailer, when he's making him smile, is Bruce Wayne. Fast forward the future to the Nolan trilogy, and they're in the same universe, and Heath Ledger's Joker is copying off of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. That's how I'm going into it.
I noticed like other people were saying that too with that boy in the trailer. It's gotta be Bruce Wayne. It has to be Bruce Wayne because it was like the gated thing, and it was like, oh, it looks like his thing, and it's just like thinking, okay, the Joker's in this universe is way older than Bruce Wayne. And it's like, how is that even possible? Like, how do they face off later on in the films? But I understand where you're going with that. I don't know. Looking at the information about the film, and it does say his name. His name in the movie is Arthur Fleck.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Set in the early 80s, too. But did you notice that Robert De Niro's in the film?
Did. Looks like he's doing some kind of show host. Like a talk show host or something.
Yep, it does say that, yep. And you may notice, like, since it is produced by Martin Scorsese... No, actually, no, it's not. It's being influenced by it, though. Wait. Oh, it is produced by Martin, okay. Because what you notice is that with this, it's like Taxi Driver with the King of Comedy mixed together.
Yeah.
So I got that feeling because... Actually, it says right here that Robert De Niro said his role in Joker pays homage to his character from The King of Comedy as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
That's cool.
That is very cool. I'm reading more about this film. Actually, I am very interested to see how it goes. Like, it's up there as my highly anticipated of the year, for sure.
Yeah, me too. Below Star Wars, but it's up there.
Oh, of course, you. But then speaking of Joaquin Phoenix, Josh Macuga was in the film We Own the Night, which starred Joaquin Phoenix. And
that was funny.
And I was like, what, really? Like, he was like an extra in the film. I was like, that's interesting.
Yeah, in those pictures they showed, the stills, they were right, dude. It made him look like he was actually in the movie.
Yeah, and it makes me want to go see it now and actually like kind of pause it and freeze it to see where he's at in the film.
Yeah.
And then Roxy brings up about a internet troll, which is not to be named apparently on the show, and I'm like, guys, we talked about this last time. Stop talking about these internet trolls who talk shit. It's like you bring more negativity about it. You don't talk about anybody else but these fucking trolls.
Yeah, and then Christian flat out being like, no, I don't want to talk about it, but she keeps talking about it. And it's like, dude, you need to clean your ears out there, Roxy?
Exactly. So they were talking about the Pet Sematary screening and how since Josh Macuga is in the doghouse for his bender, there might be a chance that you won't see Pet Cemetery. But if Christian watches it, apparently he can like bring Josh to it at a later screening of it. So
But bad Macuga for blowing the bit.
Yeah, I know. Oh man.
Say no to your friends, Macuga.
Okay, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit here. I missed this while watching the show, but apparently when they were talking about the Joker trailer, they cut to the booth, and Mark Ellis was there beating up Copster.
Yes, they cut to the booth, and Ellis has got his hands on Copster's shoulders, shaking him violently.
I only saw the still of it on the Facebook group later. I was like, wait, when was this? I totally missed it. But it was like so funny. And people were like, wait a minute, if Mark Ellis was in the booth, why is he not on the show?
I was like, get him in there. I love it when Ellis is on the show.
I know, me too. It's like, have him on the show more often, but no. But that was a good moment, actually. That was really good. And also, here's the thing, too, that people are still, like, referencing him as Copster. He has since changed his name on Twitter and social media to his real name, so it is Christian again. So people are like, and if you follow him on Twitter, he kind of jokes around like I got rid of my name, and he was like, I lost, like, my soul to the devil, and I was like, I had to change my name or something. So he's not Copster anymore. He's Christian again. So he's the other Christian, not Harlow, but the other Christian. So
other Christian just doesn't sound right. I like Copster.
I know, right? It's like, I don't know. Actually, like I said, backtracking a little bit more here. Actually, you did bring up an interesting question in the notes. Actually, who else could play Joker?
This is another one I've been thinking. I'm the one who asked the freaking question, and I've been thinking.
Exactly, man.
This is a role where it's, for me, when I think about this, it's not a matter of, I'm not thinking who I think could pull it off. I'm comparing. I'm trying not to compare, but I am comparing to the other people who have played Joker. You know, so in my mind, it's not who could play Joker. It's like, who could play Joker comparable to Heath Ledger? You know, and that's hard to fucking do. And right now, like you said, Joaquin Phoenix is the only person right now, because Leto was not comparable at all.
No.
But, you know, Joaquin's looking comparable, but that's where I get stuck. I can't get past referring to other Jokers when I'm trying to think of who I think do it.
Oh, here we go. The only way you could play the Joker is to cast a method actor, because Jared Leto did the same thing. He was very method with his acting. He was in character for the majority of the time he was filming it. And apparently with Joaquin Phoenix, he did the same thing. He was in character, you know, the whole time. And then apparently Jared Leto too is a method actor. He was in character the whole time doing shit behind the scenes. So if you could cast a method actor, I'm trying to see. I'm just looking at a list here right now.
This one is way off. As far as method actors go, this one I do not think would fit in the role of Joker, but sure as shit, he could pull it the fuck off. Daniel Day-Lewis can do anything.
See, that's what I saw too, because he is very method. I was like thinking, you know, he could do something with it, and like, I don't know, like, I don't see it in his face, and I've never seen him do anything that was like that menacing. Maybe if you could compare it to what is it, Daniel Plainview from There Will Be Blood, he was like very fucked up as a character. Oh. Especially towards the end of it too. It's like, oh shit, maybe if he was like that could possibly work as the Joker. There's like, I'm looking through this list here. I'm like thinking Nicolas Cage is a method actor. Could you imagine Nicolas Cage being the Joker?
He has one method of acting, and that's with his hands.
Yes. I was looking through. I was like, oh, there's Johnny Depp. I was like, Johnny Depp is a Joker. I don't know. And then I was looking, and this list goes on. And it's like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah, fucking right. As the Joker. Are you kidding me? Ryan Gosling is a method actor. Tom Hanks is a method actor. Tom Hanks as the Joker. Fuck's sake.
See, what do you think about? Well, like you were saying, you know, as far as Daniel Day-Lewis, and you were saying how, you know, and like I was kind of saying, it's hard to. I think he could pull it off in a way, but it's hard to visualize him in that role for me. But what if it were? Like, strip away what we think as the Joker with the makeup and the hair and the suits and what about Daniel Day-Lewis as the Joker in a straight up psychological thriller? Not like the comic book kind of movie, or not in the vein of what we're looking at with the Joker from the trailer, but just like a psychological thriller, but he plays the Joker.
See, that could possibly work because the character of Joker is basically a man who's like really fallen deep into his soul and life, and it's just like he gets madder and madder and crazier, and then seeing that like descendants into that would be interesting to see how that starts and how it gets into that later on and how that reflects the world around him. Like, if you don't do... And, like you said, strip everything. Strip the makeup, the hair, and the suits. What was that character? What is that character is? It's an interesting character study, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would see that, actually. So I just wanted to backtrack because I did miss those. But, back on track. They shared a news report video with current lingo.
Dude, that was the most atrocious shit I've seen in a long time.
It was like,
that
what?
reminded me of like when I was a teenager and the adults around me were trying to use the slang of the day, you know, to be cool and hip. It just, wow.
And then we get a directional update from Roxy, of course. Ubers. Going, which way do we go? I don't know.
Yeah, call an Uber and just, you know, take me home. Where do you live? I don't know. Just take me there. You know, which really, that brings up a good point. If she can't get to where she's going when she's driving herself, how the fuck does she tell an Uber driver where to take her?
I mean, she might know the address, but she doesn't know how to get to there. That's the thing.
That's true. That's true.
If she knows the address,
but that's
then...
pretty bad when the Uber driver can get you home, but you can't.
Exactly. It's horrible. It's horrible.
You just call Uber drivers just to follow them, not ride with them. Like, you know, wake up in the morning, call an Uber driver, and just have them lead her to the Collider studio.
You know, that would be a good idea. That would be kind of smart. Be like, hey, I'm calling you, but I'm not going to ride. I'm going to follow you. Can you, like, take me to this coordinate on the map? That's a good one. I've never been in an Uber, so where I am currently in Wisconsin, I live in central Wisconsin, so it's like very much not a huge town, but it's like a medium-sized town, and we don't have Ubers here. We have Lyft, but never use Lyft either, so...
Yeah, I'd have to go to Dayton to use Uber, and that's about 45 minutes away, so we don't have that out here either. I'm signed up as an Uber driver on the app, and I've tried it a couple times, but I didn't get any rides, dude. I have social anxiety, and so I didn't try very hard.
Oh man.
But I am a registered Uber driver. My dad does it on the weekends to make a little bit of extra cash, and I'm with it. Well, from a driver's perspective, that was one of the things with my social anxiety that I talked to my dad a lot about. As far as the drivers talking, I was like, my concern was I didn't want the passengers to talk to me. I was like, I just want to pick people up, give them a ride in silence, and that's it. I don't want to conversate with people.
I just think drivers in general talking, making conversation, small talk is just weird if you drive, like I've taken, before Uber, like this is dating a little bit, I've taken taxis before, and they always try to make conversation. I'm like thinking, don't make small talk, just get me to my destination, I'll pay you, and then that's it. Don't small talk me. The radio too sometimes, depending on I just listen to whatever they play on the radio. I don't actually change it, so it's just like, oh, all right, I'm sitting here, I'm taking a ride, just take me to my destination.
Yeah, I don't want any chit chat, man. If I'm the driver or if I'm the rider, this is a business transaction, and we got nothing to talk about, dude. Don't even try to network with me because I got nothing to going on that could help you in life.
Yeah. So actually, Sean in the notes here actually did have something for this show, which was Roxy was talking about people with red hair. I can't remember what the discussion was with the red hair, but it was offending redheads in a way, and Sean has red hair, and he is offended by whatever Roxy said about redheads.
Too, but I saw his note. We're going to have to ask him about that next week to expand on that, because I'm interested in what exactly that was about.
Yeah, I'm going to actually, we'll keep you updated on that for next week. But that leads into Thursday's show, which Thursday and Friday were very light, because they didn't have any other guests, because they blow their load in the early of the week with Jack Courtney and the Cobra Kai interview. Dorina is wearing a white shirt, but I noticed it was a Gremlin shirt.
Yep.
And of course on Friday,
it was like last week she wore a white shirt, but it was a Black Sabbath shirt.
Yep. Yeah, and then of course on Friday she wore a black shirt again. It was like, really? Yeah, had white for one day. You got to go back to black, huh?
Yeah. Well, I also know Thursday she wore the white Gremlin shirt, and then a few hours later on Jedi Council she was wearing a black shirt, a black Star Wars shirt.
Well, yeah, because it's Jedi Council.
Yeah, but I mean, I just was like, really? Christian didn't change his shirt.
Yeah, she was kind of pushing along throughout the whole episode, let's keep going, moving on.
She was, and Christian, there was a couple times Christian she was like, next, and Christian goes, okay. It's like, yeah, you'll learn your place on Fridays, Christian.
I mean, they did poke fun. I don't think it was Thursday, but I think it was a previous day. They were actually poking fun at Christian's hosting. It was like, hey, pull up this clip up. Hey, Cody, where's that soundbite at? Huh? Where's this and that? And it was kind of funny, them poking fun at it. It was really tongue-in-cheek with that. They, of course, talk about Star Wars Celebration coming up in Chicago.
Excited, dude. Just for the live stream. That's how I've watched it every year the last 3 or 4 years they've done it. But I wanted to go bad. I'm only a 6-hour drive from Chicago, man. I wanted to go bad, but I just couldn't make it work. Are you going by chance?
No, I'm not, Sally. That's not gonna work for me. Yeah. Damn,
so close too, dude.
I know. I know, Chicago, because I wanted to go to Chicago for a couple of reasons besides Star Wars Celebration. I mean, of course, the Schmodown's going to be there, but I wanted to. I listened to the Top 10 show with Roka and Matt Nose, and they're doing a show there in Chicago that same weekend. They're doing 2 of them live, and I'm like, shit, I want to go there, but I can't. I don't have the money, and I don't have. I just wish I could go to Chicago, but I can't. Wah, wah.
Yeah, man, Collider crew have a lot of shit going on that weekend, man. It's cool.
Yeah, they're gonna be busy.
Yeah, Ellis is filming his first stand-up special.
That's right. That should be good. Oh man, I fuck yeah. Lots going up with the Collider crew for sure. Let's see the sound bites. Cody, my guy, Cody like is on point with the sound bites.
Yeah, he was.
Very-
I like it when he plays the 9 clip, the entire 9 clip. It just keeps going. And then Macuga gets to the point where he's asking a question. 9? 9?
9. Yeah, 9. 9. It actually does work because this is the 9th episode, by the way. 9.
9?
9.
Oh, yeah.
So Dorina watched Blinded by the Light, which
Never heard of that.
So I recently discovered it. I was like reading up on movies, and it is Bruce Springsteen's Spiders. Like it's based on a true story about a writer who loves him so much. And I'm thinking, because I was watching, I was thinking, wait, how did you see this? Because it premiered at Sundance in January. And I was like thinking, how did you see this? And she's like, I got an advanced screening of it. I was like thinking, okay, good for you. But you just sometimes I don't get premieres. I don't get like the advanced screenings in Hollywood. It's like shit. You guys get it so early because this film is going to come out in August. So it's like thinking you get this. Of course, she mentioned it was like a very early cut of it with like no effects or like very much nothing. I guess. For test audiences, they'll do that. They'll have like a work print of the film and they'll like test it out for the audience and they'll tweak it based upon the reaction and feedback.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand how they... I don't know, it's just crazy, dude. Going to see something that soon and... I don't know, going to see anything early. Those lucky bastards, man. I like it that they get to go to premieres and all this stuff early, but... You lucky bastards.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, you lucky bastards. But like I said, mind you, it's not like the full movie. It's like I said, very much a work print, which is like very limited. It has like it's all edited together, but it doesn't have like music or effects or like anything. It's just very much a cut and dry version of it, just to see how people react to it.
Yeah, true.
Because I don't remember what the movie was, but I remember. Long time ago, like one of the Collider Crew people, like they're talking about this similar situation. They talked about how they went to see a movie, or no, it was somebody else maybe it was somebody else I'm thinking of. But they mentioned like it was raining in the film, but there was no rain in the movie. Like the effects of rain were not like completed, so it looked weird. With it was like dark with no rain. I was like, oh, okay, so weird.
Can't even use practical effects for rain anymore, huh?
Apparently not.
A sprinkler costs too much money these days.
Well, it just depends because it costs money to run all that water, apparently. And if you're in California, I was saying if you're in California, you don't have much water because it sucks to be there.
I wonder how much the studios, or like when they have water regulations and shit, and you can't use so much water, and you're not allowed to water your yard and stuff like that. I wonder how much the studios have to abide by those. Because I mean, they're making movies and shit, you know. So I mean, I don't know. I wonder if they can get away with not having to follow those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still puzzled by California, Hollywood, and all the movie making stuff. I mean, I know some stuff, but some questions are left unanswered.
Yeah.
Then Christian mentions the fucking Zoobilee Zoo.
Zoobilee Zoo. Yeah. I'm mad at Christian for that. I mean, I'm not Macuga overreacting mad, but I'm just mad because it's been stuck in my head for 2 fucking days.
Yeah, not me. Not me.
Lucky.
It's not me. It's not been stuck in my head, so. Yeah, Macuga really, like, almost pissed off levels, just fucking around with him with the song so many times.
Well, he takes things so, like, it's almost as if he takes things like that personal. Like no one else is, like, they're not doing it because it's fun to them. They're doing it because they know it annoys Macuga, when that's not the case. Mm-hmm. It has nothing to do with Macuga. It's just a little side treat and bonus that he's irritated by it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Speaking of Macuga, he did talk about his sports. You know, he talked about golf during that celebration weekend and talking about Wrigley Field and baseball. Woohoo. Good for you, Macuga. 'Cause I don't care about sports.
Great. You don't? I just care about baseball and college football. That's it.
I don't watch much. I mean, I'm a very much typical cheesehead. I do like my Packers, but that's about it. Maybe some hockey, but that's, like, I rarely watch it. So I think Dorina has seen Mark Riley's new dog, Leia. And actually, you did see there was a cut to Mark Riley with Leia when Cody cuts back to them. It was, I don't remember what episode that was, but I saw a screenshot of, like, Macuga, Mark Riley with his pup. It was, like, so small and cute, just holding it up, so cute. But they talked about dogs and how biting dogs. Brett was talking about biting dogs, and it was like, Dorina's like, I like cool animals.
Yeah. That's how I feel about kids, dude. I like cool kids, but I don't like the asshole ones. It's a true statement, dude. I love kids as long as they're not little shits. So I feel the same way about kids as Dorina does about animals.
Yep. They come back from break and they start talking about boxing, and I kind of, like, skipped past all this shit because I was just like, you know, because I was watching after it was live, so it kind of like they talked about boxing. Brett's grandpa took him to cockfights in the bachelor party in Mexico. Kind of like, it's like, okay, I'm just skipping ahead.
Yeah, that was all extremely fun talk. It was fun talk. But there's not really much to say about it.
No, it's not. No. I was like, okay, good for them.
Although it is really cool that Brett's grandpa took him to cockfights. That's fucking awesome.
But yeah, there was a lot of news from CinemaCon, which was this week. They mentioned about Cats, the movie.
Boo!
I mean, what's your take on musicals? Do you like them or not? Like Macuga.
I like some musicals if they're good. If it's good, I like it. I don't care what genre it is, whatever. But there are very few musicals that I like. But I will say, dude, I love Chicago. Great fucking movie. I love that movie.
Cool. I like musicals as well, so it doesn't give me too much. I will go to any musical and see what they do. It depends. Like
see, I'm not like that, dude. I don't. It's weird because I contradict it, but I don't like musicals, but I like a few musicals. But the musicals that I do like, the thing that keeps me interested is the plot, you know?
Right.
I mean, my top three musicals, well, I'll just say my top two that I like are Chicago and Rocky Horror. And mostly it's because I like the plot.
Right, yep, I see what you mean.
Things are fun, but, you know.
Yeah. Cats is going to be weird, but it'd be interesting to see. I don't know. Cobra Kai, the full Cobra Kai Season 2 trailer came out, and they talked about, like, bad movies and talking about what movies they watched as a kid and in comparison to now, if they're good or bad. Which led into another question. What's the movie we liked as a kid but not now?
You got one?
I was thinking about it, and there wasn't. So here's the thing: it's not like I liked as a kid and don't like now. I think it's kind of I have like a. It's tricky, because I don't remember any movies per se that does that for me. I do remember there was a point where I was scared of something, like I was scared of a movie and I didn't like it because I was like, I was scared as a kid, but nowadays I watch it as like, why was I scared of that? So, but that I was like with Beetlejuice, I was scared shitless of Beetlejuice as a kid. I don't know why, but now I watch that film and I laugh my fucking ass off because it's so fucking hilarious and just awesome for what it is. So
yeah, I had a hard time thinking about a movie too. Mine are mostly TV shows that I watched when I was younger, and you watch them now and
right.
they don't hold up.
Like
Drew Carey show. We've got a television channel here. They play 90s sitcoms. Drew Carey show does not hold up for me, but I used to watch that all the time when I was younger. I hate to admit that, but I did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Okay, I feel stupid now. I watched the Drew Carey show when I was younger.
Cleveland rocks! Ohio, Ohio!
In my defense, I'm from Ohio, and my buddy and I were really hitting the bong heavy in those days when we were watching it, so maybe that had something to do with it too.
No, I've seen the Drew Carey show, so I watched it. So you're not the only one. I mean, do I think it's good now? I mean, recently, like looking back, I mean, the jokes are hit or miss, but it was still stupidly funny for me. I guess I like stupid stuff sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then from CinemaCom, they released a several set of pictures for the upcoming Terminator Dark Fate. What are your thoughts on the Terminator franchise?
The franchise overall, boo. But this new movie and the fact that they're picking up right after Terminator 2,
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I've got hopes for it, man.
Apparently there's a lot of hype for it at CinemaCom, so I'm just kind of intrigued by it. I mean, they're doing that nowadays. They're doing sequels to older movies that are cutting out the bullshit that they did in previous years. I know I'm trying to think. Who's doing... I could be wrong, but I think I remember hearing Neil Blomkamp doing RoboCop Returns, which is a direct sequel to RoboCop.
Really?
It was some acclaimed director doing, but they're doing a sequel to RoboCop, like a direct sequel to RoboCop, not like 2, 3. They're cutting all that bullshit out. So,
dude, I got a big smile on my face now, man. That's awesome.
So
that's exciting news, dude.
Yeah, so that's like the latest trend right now is to like make a sequel, like cutting out the rest of the films out. Like Halloween did that just recently. It was a direct sequel to the original Halloween, but yet it was still called Halloween 40 years later. So
they should do that with like Nightmare on Elm Street or something, dude. That'd be kind of cool. But you'd have to get Robert Englund back, of course.
Well, right, yeah, exactly. You would have to.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of gives you another whole other question, because what movie would you want to have a direct sequel to? Like, because, yeah, if Nightmare on Elm Street... Because Nightmare on Elm Street 2 was okay, but what would you do, like, for a direct sequel to that, like 30 years later? Like, how would... Like, you had to bring Nancy back, and you gotta figure out kind of story with that.
That's true. That's true. And Craven's... New Nightmare, when he did, like, brought them back and they were the actors, they were playing themselves, and, I mean, that really wasn't that bad of a movie. It's just, I don't know, I have a thing for Nightmare on Elm Street and how terrible most of the sequels were, dude. It's really a shame.
Oh, yeah, it's the same with the Friday the 13th sequels, too. They're just like, oh, boy. Take Manhattan, cut me out of that shit.
Yeah. What the hell was that?
Fucking Jason going to Manhattan for some fucking reason. I mean, and don't get me started on Jason X. Dear God.
I was just about to say, yeah, Jason X. What?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't mind like them making direct sequels to the original movies because yeah, you guys made some stupid shit over the years, and you just got to cut that out as continuity. I mean, for the Terminator franchise alone, yeah, I understand that 3 wasn't a good sequel. Salvation wasn't a good prequel setup for the Terminator franchise. It was nice to look at, and Christian Bale as John Connor was interesting. I don't know. It gave us the infamous like Bale rant from that.
Yeah.
and then like seriously, Genesis was just like yeah, that was like totally fucked up because like we mentioned Jai Courtney from this week. Jai Courtney was as Kyle Reese, and you had fucking like the twist, which they revealed in the fucking trailer too. Like John Carter's the evil like Terminator now for some reason. It was like so weird. So I mean, yeah, with Rise of Machines, Salvation, and Genesis, yeah, I understand you got to cut that out because they're not that good. Making a direct sequel to T2, yeah, that's gonna be interesting to bring Linda Hamilton back, you know, and have Schwarzenegger. He's got a beard now in the film. He's like an older Terminator, but he's got like a beard, like full on beard. I was like, okay, robots with exoskeletons with skin, they can grow facial hair now. I mean, they can age, which was developed in Genesis, but they can grow facial hair. That's interesting.
Approaching Edward Furlong to reprise his role. Or is he just like too fucked up and off the charts now?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good thing you bring up. Actually, I'm actually kind of interested because yeah, if it's a direct sequel to Terminator 2, how are you gonna do that exactly with
Yeah, I've not heard anything from Furlong for a long time, man. He's had a lot of problems. I don't know where he's at in life right now.
Oh wow. He's not even listed in the cast. He's not coming back.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
They have somebody else playing him. But he also... They're actually going to put CGI over the new actor to make him look like him in T2.
To look like Edward Furlong?
Yes.
Really?
Body double. Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
He must really be having some problems then. If they're doing that, if they're going to pay the CGI, if they're going to hire an actor and then pay the CGI to make him look like Furlong, then my guess would be that they probably at least thought about contacting him to be in the movie, but he just must be in a really bad place, dude. So, I mean, that's expensive, dude, to hire an actor and then pay all that CGI just to make him look like somebody else.
Yeah. Oh. So, okay. So they're only going to use this for flashback scenes. So,
all right.
So John Carter is not in the film, per se, apparently. They're going to feature...
Okay.
So they're only using the new actor as a body double, as a CGI stand-in for... the flashback scenes, which will do the facial likeness from the 91 film.
Yeah, then how are they going to explain John Connor's absence then in the present timeline? You know what I mean? I mean, it's basically the story is about him.
See, this is what I'm curious about because I'm trying to read up on this, and it might be different when the movie comes out, but this is what I'm reading as of now, and I don't know. It has Schwarzenegger as the Terminator, it has Sarah Connor. They have other new characters. They have a new, updated Terminator to be the bad guy, to be able to split in 2 separate units, which is going to be interesting. That's going to be badass having this Terminator like split into 2 units. Like, yeah, I'm splitting and just killing some people.
That's crazy. Hell yeah.
There's 2 new characters that I don't know. And then there's a soldier assassin character in here named Grace. So I don't know where they're going with the story. So, but yeah, all the photos are showing Sarah Connor with these new characters. So I don't know what they're gonna do with what happens to John Connor. So I have no idea. I'm kind of excited. Like, it's great to see Linda Hamilton come back, and then Schwarzenegger, of course, reprising the role again. And he says, "I'm back." he on Twitter, he was like, "I'm back," and he shared like a photo. And like, and then everyone on Twitter was like, "Really? You always say that in every fucking movie you do."
Maybe this time it'll be "I'm back" again.
I'll be back. So yeah, I'm kind of curious.
I'm looking forward to that too. That should be good.
That should be.
Or I hope it'll be good.
I hope it's good. I mean, it comes out in November, so there's plenty of time to hear more from it and maybe see a trailer of it. So fingers crossed on that one. Then there was mention about The Shape of Water. So later on in that show, they Alan says that he was like fucking around with that quote. So he's kind of joking with it. Apparently, that's what I heard. At least I don't know if it was true or not. If he was like being truthful with his quote, but I mean, with Disney requiring the rights to all the movies from 20th Century Fox, I mean, Shape of Water is one of them, and it's like, oh, it's bestiality. It's a girl who fucks a fish man. How do you do that? I mean, it's gonna be under the Fox label, but how are we gonna I don't know.
Yeah, but then again, tell me Belle didn't end up fucking the beast at some point in time. I mean, come on, Disney. Don't be prudes here.
Oh, man.
I never saw Shape of Water. I never had any interest in seeing it. To me personally, it just looked absolutely terrible. I never gave it the time of day.
See, now at CinemaCon, apparently they had New Mutants on the release schedule, but we were ahead of this shit, and I looked it up last week, and yeah, they confirmed the date of August to be released. So who knows if New Mutants get released or not. So we'll see.
So, man, I hope so. That first trailer looked great. Before they even said that they were going to do reshoots and all that, that first trailer looked great.
Yep. And then they started ranking the X-Men movies.
Yeah, this is all you if you want to talk about it, man. I've only seen one X-Men movie, and it was the very first one ever. So
yeah, I have not seen them all either, so I can't really rank them per se either. So no way.
I'm a big X-Men fan. I like Wolverine, but I don't know. That first movie didn't really do anything for me, so I never saw any of the others.
Yeah, I've only seen a few of them, so I really do want to go back and watch them all. I want to at least watch a few of them just to see how they are.
Yeah.
Then the bet.
Yes. I like their bet that they made, Dorina and Brett. I think, obviously Brett, the bet was whoever got 10K followers first. Now Brett, if he would lose, would have to wear dress goth for a week. That sounds solid. Dorina, if she lost, then she would have to babysit Brett's kids for a night. I think that would be great too. And they don't need to send in a film crew. All they need to do is set up a couple of nanny cams or something, and then just edit clips of it and play it on the show throughout the week. Play a minute or 2 minute long clip of the babysitting experience each day.
Yeah, that'd be something. That could work. Actually, that's a good idea. But we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
they'll neither one of them are going to get to 10K.
I was going to say it's going to be a while before. It'll be a while. It'll be like 1 year later. Hey guys, have you guys got 10,000 followers yet? No, we're at 8,000. So they're gonna forget about it by the time they reach 10. It's gonna be that long. It takes forever to get followers. I mean, new followers. You gotta have to do a lot of tweeting. You gotta have to post a lot and do this and interact, and that's a lot to build up followers. So I don't know. We'll see if they reach 10. Be
Yeah,
interesting.
we'll see how long it takes.
We are going to see. We're going to time it. From Thursday, April 4th. We'll see. They did actually, going back, one last thing. They did actually talk about movie soundtracks and scores for a little bit. Because, of course, if you have Dorina on the show, she loves her scores and soundtracks. So, they talked about that. Do you get any favorites in particular you like to listen to?
Natural Born Killers soundtrack is my favorite soundtrack.
Ooh.
I listen to it quite a bit, front to back.
Nice. I, soundtracks per se for me, or like Macuga said, Pulp Fiction's up there, and I listen to Jackie Brown's soundtrack too. Any Quentin Tarantino soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah, he picks good music, man.
So, and the scores, I mean, there's tons of, like, I listen to the Back to the Future score a lot. That's really decent. Blade Runner is also good. Like, I know she said that, but Blade Runner is a good score. So, there's tons. I like to listen to scores and soundtracks a lot. So, I kind of like where they go with that. Then we go up to today's show, Friday. Friday.
It's Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
So here's the thing about today. Like, I didn't watch it live. I was just like doing my own thing today, and I ended up like turning it on, and it was just like I said earlier in the episode, they recap everything from this week. Like, it was just like boring. It's like, really? Oh God.
Yeah. I'm with you, man.
So
Friday should be a show of its own, not a recap show.
it was like a clip show, basically. It's like a typical episode of television where they show the clips from the previous week of discussions. It's like, no. And of course, they were like teasing, like, should all the shows in the week be an hour long? What? No! No! The thing about having a 2-hour show is that you have a guest. There'll be a long time to talk to them and interview and ask them questions. And then, of course, the discussions about news and whatever's going on in your fucking lives. If it was hour long like Fridays, you can't do much.
Yeah.
That's why our podcast is not an hour long, because we talk a lot about what's going on during the week of Collider Live, because you guys talk about a lot, and we like to talk about a lot. So it takes.
Yeah, and I tend to ramble, so our shows are long.
So it doesn't matter. I mean, 2-hour shows are not bad. I mean, if you're into
not at all.
Not at all. So, like, keep it. Only Fridays are fine. And even before seeing this show, I had a dream. I had a dream that they announced that they're like Fridays are like 2-hour shows. I was like, oh yay, 2-hour shows on Friday, and I was like, wake up, and it's like, oh, that's not true. It's only an hour long.
What a bummer, dude.
I was like, fuck. Really?
Yeah, I'm with you. I could go for 2-hour shows on Friday. That'd be cool.
I was like, I mean, what's the rush on Fridays? Like, you want to go. But what do you do on Fridays? You want to just, like, go to do other work? Or you just, like, fuck off and go home? I'm like, I don't know what they do on Fridays at Collider.
Yeah.
I feel like, they do it at 10 a.m. Pacific time. They do 10 a.m. to noon. And I'm thinking, that's not bad. If you want to, like, get up early, like, say 9, and do it till 11, that's fine for a Friday show. You could do that. But no, you just, like, hour show.
Yeah, they don't have anything else going on Fridays, I don't think.
I don't think so either. Like, I don't know what they're doing. It's just weird. It's like, do a 2-hour show on Friday.
Yeah, we would all listen to 2 hours for sure.
We are already dedicating our lives to this show. This is why the podcast was made, for us to watch this many hours.
I mean, I'm just glad that they added Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. That's right, yeah.
I felt like I was missing something on Thursdays and Fridays, so.
Yeah, of course. Like we mentioned, they clickbait us with the title card and title, because they're like, oh, we're talking about Terminator, but no, they talked about wrestling, which we mentioned. Zoobilee Zoo comes up again, and actually, Thad Williams is a fan of it. He watched every episode of it back in the day.
That does not surprise me.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Never even heard of this show, dude. I mean, never in my life have I heard of it, or would I have ever thought that it would have existed.
well, this came out in your context, in your lifetime, this came out like, if I remember correctly, it was like the late 80s, early 90s, and you were like,
Yeah, it'd have been 10, 11, 12.
so, I mean, it wouldn't be like something, I mean, I think it's a show dedicated to younger kids beyond that, I think.
Yeah.
So, it wouldn't be like your thing. Let me double check here. 65 and 86 to 87. Damn, was this PBS? No. That was made by Hallmark. Developed by Hallmark.
Was it on network or was it on cable?
It was syndication. It was syndicated.
Oh.
But see,
And Bob Ross and, you know.
and I thought. Oh, here. Sorry. Let me rewind this. It says here. Several TV channels, including commercial network television stations, public television stations, the Learning Channel, and the Hallmark Channel. So yeah, it was on. So it was on PBS at one point because they did mention that it was filmed in Pittsburgh on the same soundstage as Mr. Rogers.
Huh. Interesting.
So
I'm glad I never knew it existed.
No,
and I wish I still knew it never. I wish I still never knew it existed.
Yeah, I never watched it, but I knew people who knew it. So, like, my friends talk about it here and there. I was like, okay, really? Yeah, I know you grew up with it, but fuck off. It's a weird show. Yeah. But yeah, then the fan base. Oh my god, the fan base is amazing here because one person on Twitter actually made the Zoobilee Zoo horror trailer.
That was great. Is the person at M9 plays games.
Yeah, he
on Twitter.
Yeah, I was like, whoa, and I saw another. I don't know, on the Facebook group they shared that one, or somebody else made another horror trailer too as well, the Zoobilee Zoo. I was like, all right, but here's the thing about this. And I'm surprised they didn't cover this on Collider Live, but okay. Now I'm going to take you back here because I don't know if you don't know this, but this is a show that came out before you were born, I think. Oh shit, what the hell is it called? Yes, it was called the Banana Splits. The Banana Splits.
What?
So
yeah, never heard of that.
The Banana Splits was a live-action variety program that had 4 funny animal characters and costumes. It was Feagle, Bingo, Drooper, and Snorkel. So, but they're making a movie, a TV movie, sci-fi, and it's a horror movie. So it's basically a group of people go into the studio where their show is being taped, and then shit happens between the characters, and they have to escape the studio. Which,
okay, that just sounds terrible.
It kind of does, but it's like, with the people making the Zoobilee Zoo trailer, this is exactly the same thing that Sci-Fi's doing with this. It's like, it's already being made. But yeah, it's just weird how shit like that comes up, and I know shit like that. And then, yep, Pet Sematary comes out this weekend, so Dorina saw it, and I'm kind of curious to see it, because I'm a Stephen King fan, so, and I think I've seen the original film way back when, but I need to revisit it.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
I know, there's a sequel. I know there's a sequel. I know Pet Sematary 2, but I remember watching the original a while ago. It came out when I was...
Furlong is in the sequel.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Yeah. But,
I'm looking forward to seeing that, too.
yeah.
I just, I don't like it when, like Dorina, like, I I would put some stock into her opinions on movies, you know? And I just don't like it when, like, I'm looking really forward to seeing Pet Sematary, and then to hear someone who I'm inclined to listen to and take their opinions good, say that, you know, it maybe wasn't the best or any kind of negative. I just, you know, dude,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
When I'm looking forward to seeing something, I would either not hear anyone whom I trust say anything at all, or just hear them say, yeah, that's awesome.
But then they got talking about Roddy Piper.
Yeah, man. Did you ever watch wrestling?
So the only exposure that I did have on him was They Live.
You ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Ah, shoot, I don't.
Oh, he had a small recurring role on there, a couple 2 or 3 seasons. He played a character called the Maniac, who was a wrestler, and it was really good. He was good on that. But yeah, Roddy Piper, that was pretty neat when they showed the video of the statue for him. But then they went into that video of the old show, old long ago.
Yep.
Katie Sackhoff on there with him. That's how old that went back.
Yep.
And JT prank with Roddy Piper was great.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was good. I got like almost teary-eyed at that point because I was like thinking back on Piper and it was like, oh man, we lost a great man.
Yeah, he was cool, man. He was good. He was a good guy to watch in stuff, whether it be TV or movies or wrestling or whatever. Man, he was cool.
Yeah, he was. He was like really cool. So I think the person you were thinking of that called in about the wrestling ordeal was Brad Gilmore, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yep. That's who it was.
So here's the thing about the next caller, which I was duped in as along with them because I thought it was Kurt Russell, but who? Okay, the mystery is who did the impersonation of Kurt Russell then?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone had a theory on in the Facebook fan group, but it spaced who they thought it was. But yeah, I mean, if it were the impersonation was spot on, dude. But the thing that gave it away for me was that Christian kept calling him Mr. Russell and not Kurt.
Right.
Because at first I was like, dude, that sounds just like him. Could it really be? But then they kept saying Mr. Russell, and I was like, yeah, they're doing that so they don't get in trouble somehow.
See, okay, I can see that point of view. But it was just like, I was duped in. I was like, holy shit. Like, and then Cody was like so serious, like, hey guys, we got a celebrity calling in. I was just like, yeah. I was duped in. I was like, really? They got Kurt Russell to just like call in because it was just like, but see, okay, I didn't look this up. Is Kurt Russell going to be in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, he's not. And that was another thing that I was like, what? Tarantino movies?
I was like, yeah. What is he filming then? Like, I'm trying to remember. He did mention. Yeah, he did. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
No, it is listed. He is listed.
I'm just now Googling it myself.
He is listed.
Is he listed?
It is listed. Hold on. Kurt Russell. Okay, wait. Okay, cast. Additional. Okay, it's under the additional because Martin Cove is in the film as well, as he revealed from last time. So yeah, it's listed under additional. Tim Roth, Kurt Russell, Michael Madsen, Martin Cove. It lists a bunch of other people, but not with a role per se. So okay, now it's becoming more believable then because it's like if this is really troubling. Like, it's like, is it real or is it fake? Who's impersonating Kurt Russell if it's an impersonation? But if it was a real celebrity call, if it was really Kurt Russell calling in, it just boggles me.
It had to be an impersonation, but it did sound just fucking like him, dude.
It did.
I mean, it was good.
It was. It sounded just like him, and it just like, and I understand like, with them calling it Mr. Russell because it's like a celebrity, it's a high caliber, standing. It's like they don't get calls as much from celebrities, so it's like if they had Kurt Russell in the studio like talking face to face, they'll maybe say Kurt, but if it was over the phone, it's like Mr. Russell. It kind of makes sense. So yeah, I'm kind of like, but then I don't know. I just don't know. I am kind of curious to see if that unfolds next week, because that call might have influenced Christian to watch the thing.
You never know, man. Or he already watched it when he was a kid.
Oh, fuck you. You and your fucking theories.
But yeah, I mean, even though I was sitting there like, this isn't Kurt Russell, I will admit, I was still like, is it?
The mystery's there, and we'll just have to find out if they ever mention it again in the future. Or if that person calls in again. Who knows if it is Kurt Russell or not. That is it for After Live. Oh boy. And we still managed to get it in 2 hours still. Just the two of us. Well, that's fine, because like we established, we love doing this for you guys, talking about Collider Live in all the exclusive details for you.
Yeah, for sure. Love the show. Love the fan base, man. It's great.
It is like one of the best fan bases out there, and we're part of it, and we love to talk about Collider Live. So let me plug a few things. Go to plug away. First off, just a reminder that this is a production by Josh the Merc Raynar. He is the Merc with a Movie Blog. You can follow him on Facebook and YouTube at Merc with a Movie Blog. On Twitter and Instagram, he's Movie Blog Merc. And in his website, go check it out. It's www.mercwithamovieblog.com. This podcast, if you're listening to it, is on SoundCloud and on Apple Podcasts. And he is uploading episodes, hopefully, to YouTube. I know the interview that we did with David B. and Theron is up on his YouTube. Definitely check that out.
Yep. It was a good interview, too.
Wade, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Twitter at jwade1134.
All right, go follow him. I am on Twitter and Instagram at Mike Mixtape. Follow me, and we'll follow you back probably if you are pretty cool. So thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next week.